What's up, residents? Alistair here, and it's a great time to be a Godzilla fan because not only do we have a Godzilla TV show coming this year, but next year we have Godzilla and Kong: The New Empire, the long-awaited sequel to Godzilla vs. Kong. But some of you might not have known that we'll be getting a new Godzilla film this year. In fact, it releases in 6 months, which means marketing will begin very soon. So today we're going to go over everything we know about the upcoming Godzilla film. This year's Godzilla film will be published by Toho, the makers of the original Gojira, going up to 2018's Godzilla the Planet Eater. It will be Toho's 33rd entry into the series, but it's actually being produced by Robot Communications, a Japanese production and visual effects studio who worked on Alice in Borderland and Always Sunny on 3rd Street. That film will be relevant in just a minute. They announced it back in February 2022 as Untitled Blockbuster Monster Movie, with a casting call that indicated the film would at least partially be set in post-World War II era in the late 40s. So we speculated that the film would be a Godzilla film, but heard nothing official until November 2022, when on the franchise's 68th anniversary, it was revealed the project was in fact going to be a Godzilla film, shown off with this new poster symbolizing Gojira in the shape of a G, which has also been theorized to also symbolize a zero, which has led to people calling the upcoming film Godzilla Zero. Because we know it's going to be set post-bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki between 1945 and 1947, it will be going back to where it all began, Ground Zero. The movie will be produced entirely in Japan with a Japanese crew and cast. This means the movie will be different from the Monsterverse and also isn't connected to Shin Godzilla. This is a standalone film, but whether this starts a new Japanese Godzilla series is yet to be revealed. The film will be directed by Takashi Yamazaki, the same chap that made Always Sunny on 3rd Street, famous for featuring a larger-than-life cameo from the King of the Monsters, in an opening which has gone down in history as one of the best appearances of Godzilla. It was the first time a Japanese film brought Godzilla to life in CGI for the entirety of its presentation, so it's safe to say the same techniques will be brought over into Godzilla Zero, but with even greater detail, like what we saw in Toho's most recent live-action outing, Shin Godzilla, where it was entirely CGI, but in most sequences made it look like it could be a classic man-in-a-suit film. Yamazaki has worked on the Godzilla franchise before. He recently served as a director of the short film that plays during Godzilla the Ride: Giant Monsters Ultimate Battle, a flight motion simulator at an amusement park near Tokyo. And if this is how the upcoming film will look, I'm hyped. Based on the subject matter, we can expect the film to be dark and potentially even horror-based, as we'll see the horror from the fallout of the nuclear bombs, the very real tragedy where 140,000 people lost their lives. Gojira was of course created in reaction to the bombs as a representation of the horrors of the devastation they cause, and now we'll be able to see it perhaps even more personally than ever before as we revisit those trying times. This means we could see the paranoia surrounding the idea that another bomb could drop on unsuspecting civilians. We may also see ally occupation from the Americans and British Commonwealth as they impose restrictions on the Japanese people and their way of life. This could make Zero the most real Godzilla film ever put to screen, acting as essentially a modern retelling of the 1954 original. A completely different vibe to the latest Monsterverse films, which means there's more Godzilla to love all around. In terms of shooting locations, we have reports that lots of extras were seen in Chikusei, Ibaraki, which has been confirmed to be an action sequence featuring Godzilla rampaging through a post-war village. Another sequence was shot in Okaya, Nagano, which will involve battleships firing at Godzilla as he swims through the ocean, which sounds badass. Seeing those World War II ships alongside the King of the Monsters will be an amazing visual. My favorite part of Godzilla vs. Kong was the ocean battle scene, so in a way, this is a vintage equivalent. Safe to say we're going to get plenty of epic scenes, and that this will be the darkest film since the original, so expect it to be brutal. The film will be releasing theatrically on the 3rd of November 2023 in Japan. Although it's not yet known when it'll release over in the West, we had to wait 3 months for Shin Godzilla to release in America and a whole 10 months in the UK. So, whilst we'll see new trailers and promotional material for Godzilla Zero in the next few months, it may be some time until it releases theatrically. Although, since Toho announced their World of Godzilla strategy to give the King of the Monsters a more worldwide status, then there is a chance it will release worldwide on the same day. But for confirmation, we'll have to wait for that. What are you most excited to see in the film? What are your expectations? Let us know in the comment section down below. I asked you residents over on Twitter what you would like to see in Godzilla Zero, and here's what you had to say. If you'd like your tweets to be seen in upcoming videos, go follow us at Dangerville Team for when we ask future questions. Alright, here we go. Don't forget to subscribe and stomp the notification button to become a resident of Dangerville today. And give this video a Kong-sized thumbs up if you want more Toho Godzilla videos. I've been Alistair, and we'll see you residents in the next one.